What up, gamers? Fencer here, and welcome back to Shadowverse. So last time we did Drowning in His Eyes only in one video, which I feel like that's like the only instance of. Maybe there might be some other videos where I did one chapter only. I don't remember, but yeah, we did that last time. And in this video, we'll at least be doing beginnings without end and end of happiness. And if I have more time, I'll do even more. But yeah, they're doing it again, man, in Rivayle, where they take the last word of the chapter title and put at the beginning of the next one, and so on and so forth. So end and end, happiness and happiness. I'm guessing tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow and tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just not sure if they're in a loop again or if that's just how Rivayle names their chapters. I'm gonna guess that the loops are over, but you never know. Um, it's kind of funny too. We never saw Floes and Velsar, so maybe she might pull some shenanigans again with the loops here. I don't know. Like, I'm just wondering if like the loops are gonna be like the only way to like save the world or whatever. Like maybe beat the keeper. But yeah, here we go. Beginnings without end. Um, Mazer and Selena tie a knot with Vincent and Not as wedding guests. Dang, dude. Such a different vibe from reading that. Before, everyone was kind of like mean to each other. It's like Miser was like the only one who's like nice, I feel. But here we go, man. Let's go and see this wedding, man. Hey.
Well, ain't this as miraculous a day as the creation of all life? Miser and
Oh,
Selena,
man.
man and wife. Congratulations.
I do miss the whole cowboy western stuff, man.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
I wish you all the happiness in the world.
Thanks, y'all.
What's
I just
wrong
hope
with him?
you don't regret this.
Something we agree on. This marriage is off to a grand start already.
I do wonder if in Worlds Beyond, like if they do keep this whole story, or I guess the aspect of like just traveling in between worlds. Like yeah, maybe I don't know if the keepers will return, like the whole concept, but if they bring back the concept of like going in between worlds, if they'll bring back, stuff like this kind of setting with like the cowboy stuff. I wish they bring it back. Like just imagine returning to Rivayle. And then like their future is different now since I guess, it's not gonna probably end up being like Velsar.
Congratulations!
I am wondering about that. Ooh. I like this new effect that they have. It's so cool. Uh-oh.
Well, ain't this
No.
as miraculous a day as the creation of all life?
Oh no. We're back in the loop again. I do like that effect. I think it's very different. It was like a TV effect, wasn't that? What is that supposed to mean? You think someone like you think Shadowverse is a TV show and someone is we're just like watching the TV show? I don't know.
Miser and Selena, man and wife. Congratulations.
Okay, what the heck is going on, man? I thought we're done with the loops.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
You think Vincent is the only one that can tell? Like pretty much like he's the Alizard of I guess this time.
I wish you all the happiness in the world.
Yeah, I think Vincent is pretty much in Alizard's position where he's aware that they're in the loops.
Lovely wedding. Shine your first go around though. What number do you suppose we're on now?
Oh, snap. I think Not also knows too that we're in the loop.
Thanks, y'all. I just hope she don't regret this.
You know what though, at least the loop here is good for them. Probably not good for the Titans, but good for them. They get to relive their wedding day, like always going in happiness and all that.
Something we agree on. This marriage is off to a grand start already.
And it will always be in a grand start. It will never go later on.
Cruel to test an old man's memory. Anyways, what does it matter? Not like adding figures will bring us closer to the end. Nexus is running the show now. With
Oh.
the exception of you and I. The fine folk of Rivayle are clockwork dolls, turning in the same circle dance for all eternity.
So was Nexus assigned to this world? Like she's back here again? I thought maybe they would go to worlds where they haven't explored yet. Oh no, yeah, that's right. What's his name? The inn guy, the paladin guy. He was assigned to Natera, so I'm guessing that would be the last place to stop to. Like I don't know why I only remember the Natera one being assigned to that guy.
Congratulations!
But I guess with Nexus, I feel like she's the only one where she was assigned to a world that she is familiar with. Like Belphamid going to Asunia, Mayisha going to Velsar, like they don't match. But then Nexus, she was here before. I guess if Nexus is running the show now, I guess she won already.
Show certainly is one way to describe it. No matter how many endings we orchestrate, the hourglass flips, the curtains rise again, and we return to the beginning. Can't put a titan behind bars, so she traps us in time.
What the heck? Okay, loop again.
Well, ain't this
Okay,
A
I'm good.
never-ending nightmare, courtesy of
I don't need to hear that
Nexus
again.
of Serenity. I'd feel more serene sleeping in a coffin.
So is Nexus responsible for this loop?
Real chance of that coming to pass. Never imagined a keeper could wield this much power. Nexus is only a tributary of Nerva, the river of death herself.
It's kind of funny. They kind of know all the keeper stuff. Like yeah, I'm sure like this loop here is like way later on. Like this might be in their tens or hundreds of loops. And you know, over time they might have learned about the keepers through that time.
But as you and I well know, this ship ain't sunk yet. We Titans can still burn the theater down.
Ah, yes. With the song of heaven and earth. Afraid our friends on the outside have yet to learn their parts. For now, we sit tight and wait for our cue.
So they're just waiting for the outside help. So I kind of forgot. Is Elgano the third Titan? I know there's supposed to be 3 Titans, right?
You're awfully chipper for someone who knows how the song ends.
Only to make up for your sour disposition. What's got you so down, anyway? Any lower, and you'd have to look up at hell.
Our usual. Burdens of care. Never meant for you to get swept up in this.
Sugar, I am far past the age of needing Papa to look after me. I do believe you have turned soft since Icy fell. Makes the thought of lodging a bullet in your bleeding heart quite enticing.
I could say the same of you.
Miser and Selena?
Yeah, I don't care.
Maybe I haven't turned soft so much as returned to a simpler version of myself. Everything was clearer back then. Back before I killed a man to become a Titan.
Congratulations!
I don't care.
I wish you all the
yes, you do.
happiness in the world.
Wait, was that really the first chapter? Okay. Dang. Okay, I guess we can do maybe one more. Like after this one here, End of Happiness. Just as the dust settles on the war between the Titans, a new threat appears. Okay. I'm guessing that happened like in the future, and then now we're going back to the past to see how it all happened.
Rivayle, where the landscape was monotonous and the denizens anything but. We get a Sirocco that sweeps from horizon to horizon. It withered all the kindness in the earth, and in some of the men, too. But not all of them. Rivayle was a place where rats, angels, lawmen, mercenaries, and vagabonds crawled, even soared from moment to moment. Now, it's a place of nothing. No force, no order, no prosperity. Only the lonesome tune of the Sirocco.
Wow.
Nexus of Serenity hangs as a shadow in the sky, curled into herself like a child lost in a dream. Sometimes I wonder if I ain't still wandering in a dreamscape. If dread hadn't crept into my mind like a disease and filled it with images of the townsfolk leaving, and the Titans disappearing.
What the heck?
When faced with the possibility of failing the task ahead, madness don't seem so bad.
I just forgot. So did Nexus like do the dream thing again, like with the people of Alistair? I just thought about that now.
But I gave my word, and in a world where reality holds no more weight than a song on the wind, words are all that's left to cling on to.
Like I'm guessing that's what happened here.
This is our story. It's time the people of Rivayle reclaim their narrative.
Heck yeah.
Timber!
What the heck?
Miser, thought I heard the luggage. What in blue blazes were you trying to do?
Sorry, Selena. I was rifling for something, and when I tried to reach for that carpet bag and back...
You brought all of creation down around your ears. What I get for letting the bull in the china shop.
I can be house-trained, I swear! I'll clean this right up. No distractions, no... Oh, Eureka!
Guessing you found what you were looking for?
You betcha. Never thought I'd be banging about with the pots and pans. Must have gotten mixed in during the rush.
Well, we got time now. What say the two of us roll up our sleeves and get to squaring things away?
And let the supper you made go cold? Not till a snowy June. I'll sort this mess out faster than you can say bon appetit.
Miser, all I want you to do is slow down. Don't worry about supper. I can always reheat it with Ignite.
Selena, you're so handy you could embroider a saddle for a hummingbird. If I tried to use Ignite to cook, we'd be eating ash and cinders.
Dang. You know, I've always wondered about like riding, just like riding in a Western like cowboy type way. I feel like I would have a hard time just coming up with like these kind of like these things. It's something that I always noticed, like, you know, Sandy Cheeks and SpongeBob, she would always have stuff like this to say, like, we'd be eating ash and cinders, like, or what was it, the snowy June? How do you? I mean, that part. Like, I like writing sometimes, but I feel like if I were to write something like this, I would have a hard time just doing that kind of stuff.
Well, I've had a lot of practice lately.
Oh, that wouldn't be because work's been keeping me, would it?
Like, the only thing I can think of on top of my head would be like, you know, I'll finish this faster than you can say the word miser or something like that. It's like the only thing I can think of is that kind of like phrasing and expression.
Now, I'm not blaming you for anything. Even with our Shillendry gone, the town needs you. And I knew when I chose to marry you that your first priority is the people.
This is after the marriage?
A half-baked lawman and an even doughier groom. I'm sorry I never found time for the ceremony. I really am.
Oh, what the heck?
Times are times. Anyway, I didn't much feel like getting married on the heels of disaster.
Nothing is as it should be.
I'm guessing this is before, and then the dream is... I'm guessing the dreams are gonna be the marriage.
Ever since Nexus returned to Rivayle and
And I'm just kind of confused about the timeline. I guess she's still here. Like, I thought they would try to at least introduce Nexus, like, you know, like her appearing here. But they're definitely skipping out, like skipping forward. Like, yeah, like I was about to say Mazer. Yeah, Nexus already won, it seems.
Dispatched our three strongest. Knock Knock, Vincent, and Ilgano.
Dang. So the Titans really disappeared. But I'm just wondering, you know, since we still see them, that they're in the dreams. But like, is it the dreams usually like what they want to see, the dreamers? Instead, we're just seeing like Miser and Not just like in a peaceful, like they're sharing a dream apparently.
They went down fighting though. Laid Nerva out like a doormat.
I just can't believe they're gone. The sheriff especially. Even for a Titan, he was always larger than life.
Do you regret not being there?
No, I would have been as much help to him as sand in his boots. No, I reckon I made the right choice.
And I wonder just what the world is like now. Like, I know he described it, but like, he said there was like no law and order or whatever. And you know, I don't know what it means about like the whole
Miser,
Sirocco
I'll
thing.
be
I don't know what
getting
that
in
means.
position to terminate Nexus.
I never heard of
The
that word before.
Hellspawn, I leave to you. I hereby confer unto you the prerogative to commission other deputies. Not that you need it. You're one of the heroes who took down Ashilindrig. Any one of our officers would follow you to death's door.
It's an honor, Sheriff. I'll keep the fine folk of Rivayle safe come hell or high water. You just fix your mind on victory and returning home safe. Preferably in time to do the speech at our wedding.
I will be practicing my elocution. In the meantime, deputy, protect our town.
When I told the sheriff that I'd defend Rivayle, the worry in his eyes cleared up, just a bit, but it was noticeable. My place is here, making sure our fighting men and women emerge from this nightmare with a home still standing.
And also, they're like, there's just no, like the shadow soldiers. At least I feel like, I don't know, like Nexus was able to, or like Nexus just left these guys out. Like maybe some people still alive.
Well, that's today's mess cleared away. Let's say we go heat up that supper.
Is anyone else still alive? Like who else was there? There was
Oh boy, I'm stuffed to the gills. Oh, the feast of all
oh,
the
right,
kings
the,
of all the worlds
Bunny
couldn't
and
add up to
Baron.
one of your home-cooked meals, Selena.
what happened to them? Are they still around?
Oh, please. Boiled leftovers is hardly a meal fit for a king.
It is when you're the one wielding the ladle. I sure am lucky to call you my bride.
Guess all this chatter means you're done eating. Hand me the
So yeah, so I
silverware.
don't
I'll
think they're
wash it.
married. I think that whole wedding thing was in a dream. It's kind of funny how they, like Nexus, he just decided to go for a loop. Like, you know, make it into a loop. It's like, you know, we've already been through that. Maybe you could do something else original.
No, let me.
Like, so why do you gotta copy, like, I was about to say Elgano. I'm getting all these names mixed up. Floes.
Sit. You're half dead on your feet as is.
Yes'm.
How was town? Did you get a chance to patrol after seeing off the folks
Jeez.
from church?
And yeah, you know, it's not just even like some normal like people too. Like they're just like he's still doing his job. I feel like really just Nexus took out the Titans and everything is still kind of normal just without the Titans. Like
Sure did. Train was right on schedule, by
yeah,
the by.
like
Imagine Abbas and the kids are traversing foreign soil about now.
in a way I feel like Rivayle got it better than Velsar and Isunia. Like at least the results of it.
Didn't find no stragglers in town neither. We're all that's left. Oh, and I fixed the grocer's roof.
Dust on your clothes said as much.
Like they're able to
You
like
are
wash
aware
dishes.
Nexus will be calling again. And you're just watering petunias
Oh.
before a wildfire?
Wait, Nexus will be at it again? Oh shoot. And these guys are just, yeah, they're just watering petunias.
Intention over results, Selena. When Granny Grocer's hip buckled, I promised I'd patch her leaky roof. And in a world like ours, if we break faith, what do we got left?
Inspiring. I'd shed a tear if you paid your debts.
What about my last payday? I got you your money and then some. Earned a hero's bonus for toppling Ashilindrig.
Good on you.
Of course, I also believe the sheriff was inclined to be generous.
Oh, you know
on
what?
account of,
I forgot. Like going back to the guy from the inn going to Natera. I forgot about the wolf guy. The one who was a boy at first and then became a man. I feel like he's gonna come in now. Like come into play in Natera. That would make so much sense. I mean, he could also appear here in Rivayle, but I feel like it makes more sense in Natera since, you know, kind of like with Cetus and Maisha, you know, him just being at Velsar, or at least in that space area that was kind of maybe nearby Velsar.
On account of
The,
the
kids must been having the time of their lives. Been trying to crawl onto trains since the moment they left the cradle.
Miser. That segue was about as natural as a silk hat on a hog. But yes.
Is that how you spell
I'm sure
segue?
they're over the moon.
Man, I'm just learning things about writing right now. All these similes too. As natural as a silk hat on a hog. I thought segue was like SCG and then way, like WAY.
Now that Shillandrig is gone,
Okay.
the economy shifted. Train tickets still ain't cheap, but at least they stopped costing an arm and a leg. I suppose rail travel will be as common as cornbread before the kids are much older.
And by the time they're grown, Rivayle will be a new town. Engines on every street, and old men grousing about the good old days when folks still used to wear the leather off their soles.
Kind of bittersweet, ain't it? Imagining the kids grown and flown.
What sort of adults do you reckon they'll become?
With the world this topsy-turvy, I couldn't even tell you what we're having for breakfast tomorrow. Though, if memory serves me right, one of them did say something about joining law.
Well, expect they'll be working under me then.
Keep patching roofs during patrol, and, you'll be working under her.
Ouch. Can't argue with that.
You know, there was a time not too long ago when I wondered if there'd be more deputies turned handyman. Crime was at an all-time low, and optimism at an all-time high. That was before Nexus came along.
We were so close, weren't we? Things were just starting to come together.
So yeah, I guess
Almost
crime
like
is
the gods
bad
built
again.
us up to knock us down again.
Yeah, crime was an all-time low, and optimism was an all-time high, but then Nexus came along. Okay, so I guess things got worse. I don't know, just, you know, from the looks of this scene, I just felt like things felt, you know, normal. Like, yeah, I feel like if Baphomet won and Maisha won, like, I feel like the results of that would be way, way worse than what these guys are experiencing. But no, they're still having it bad. It's just, I guess the after effects here are not that. Maybe it still needs to still to grow. Maybe I'm guessing Nexus still needs to accomplish her goal, like exterminate everyone, pretty much.
Oh, right. The gods.
Come to think of it, I haven't heard your catchphrase lately. There ain't nothing up above?
Yeah, well, I suppose I haven't given much thought to the gods lately. What I mean to say is, I've stopped caring whether or not they exist.
Spoken like a true sister of the faith.
It's your fault, you know.
Mine?
I wanted to be your god, Miser. I wanted to grow so large I could bear your sins on one hand and forgiveness in the other. But then you took me in your arms and you made me feel not small, but protected, loved. The thing about gods is you can never love them the way they love you. But you returned my love in kind. You turned me from a god to a woman.
I never wanted you to be more than what you already are.
You know what's funny? I kind of forgot. I was talking about like romance in the previous video with like Cetus and Maisha. But then you got like the obvious couple here that I totally forgot about. Like I said that, you know, Shadowverse didn't really do much romance, at least that I can remember of, but then I forgot these two were a thing. Yeah, they're also a good couple.
That's just what I'm talking about. When I'm with you, I feel like I'm perfect. Love the here and now enough, and you stop being concerned with the hereafter.
You've grown, but in many ways, you still haven't changed.
And what about you? Still seeking grace in the clouds?
I don't know if there's any grace to be had from above. All I know is I don't need it no more. From here on out, I'll be building paradise with my own two hands, right here in Rivayle. You can lean on me, Selena. I'm strong enough. And if anything, knowing what you've been through has made me stronger. I'm not going to buckle under the weight of my own sins when I think about the load you've carried. It's my turn to protect you now. I made you a promise. I vowed to keep you safe. No more waiting to be saved. Any doubts or fears from here on out, we'll face together.
You've grown too, Miser.
Oh, well, I'm not so sure about that. There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. You might find it silly, but Selena, you've got more admirers than a pear orchard has yellow jackets.
What? Where's this coming from all of a sudden? I bet you couldn't even name one.
There's several fellers at the station, and half a Rivayle. Remember that tall drink of iced tea from town? Likely never lacked for a dancing partner.
Sounds like you were paying more notice to him than he was to me.
This ain't no joking matter.
Ain't it?
You must reckon I'm exaggerating.
You always are.
But you're my bride. Can you blame me for being overprotective?
No, I suppose I can. But just worrying will get you nowhere.
I know. Folks are always saying I gotta start walking belt buckle first. And here's hoping this is a step in the right direction.
Is that a ring?
A ring?
A belated engagement ring, to be exact. Figured the wedding ring should wait until we can choose them together. But I wanted something on your finger to
fend off the yellow jackets?
To fend off the yellow jackets.
Guess I better thank my admirers then.
I meant to get you a ring forever ago, honest. That's why the sheriff was so generous with my bonus. But you know how work's been. Then Nexus had to roll in and rain on our wedding, and in the hubbub,
You lost the ring.
Maybe.
Banging about with the pots and pans, was it?
Sorry.
Apology
Wow.
not accepted.
Thanks, Say again?
Put the ring on my finger, and I might just change my mind.
Yes'm.
A perfect fit.
As if I would mistake anything when it comes to you. Well, more than I already have.
Thank you. Truly.
I only regret I couldn't get it to you sooner.
Miser, it's time we laid down our regrets. The future we bear on our shoulders is heavy enough.
You're right. We'll need all our strength for the road ahead. But at the end of it, I see a Rivayle that's more beautiful than we've ever known.
All right. Yeah, we can do one more chapter. Yeah, well, I wonder, what do you guys think? Like, which couple do you prefer? Cetus and Maisha, or Selena and Miser? But here we go. Happiness will dawn tomorrow. As Bunny and Baron, hey, they're back. Return from an investigation into the powers that can help them defeat Nexus. They find themselves in a lover's spat. Oh yeah, I guess they're also a couple too. Forgot about that.
It's a home.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
The more you throw away,
Man,
the farther you can ride.
I can't believe I said that in the previous video. Like I said, they don't really do romance, and then now I'm just being introduced to like so many romance. But yeah, what do you guys think? Like Bunny and Baron, or Miser and Selena, or Cetus and Maisha?
If you don't hope, you won't despair. If you don't love, you won't grieve. If you don't place any stock in life, then you're beyond the terror of the grave. Doubts, ethics, humanity. All sacrifices to be made on the altar of success. That's why I killed the man and became the Spectre. After all, you have nothing left to lose. You have nothing left to fear. And everything to gain. I never planned for a miraculous resurrection. The man was supposed to stay buried in his grave until Rivayle itself had returned to dust. But plans have a way of going awry, and things that are buried will seek out the light.
Here we go again.
Took barking up a few wrong trees, but we hunted down the information all right in the end. running a few minutes late. Luckily, Val here can outrace time itself. Bun, if you got grievances, air them out now. Once we're in the lion's den, it'll be too late.
Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk there'd be a drawer hidden under Not-Not's bed of all places?
That's the point of hiding places, Bun. You don't think.
You didn't need to think anyways. You knew because of all your bedroom rendezvous.
What the heck?
Only to receive mission briefings.
Only? Sounds like hogwash to me.
My current association with Not-Not is pure business. Anything more that happened between us, that was before you and I got...
Wow.
So there was something more. I knew it.
Well, that was before.
I'll make it up to you.
How?
We'll go shopping after this job.
So you can buy my forgiveness?
I'll take you anywhere you like.
So you can escape your guilt?
I'll rent out Spurred On for just the two of us.
So we can drink our problems away? It wouldn't be just the two of us anyways. The barkeep will need an invite. Or did Not teach you to fry gizzards too? Bear, your sorries hold as much water as crocodile tears. If you can't convince me you care, I'll find someone who can.
Listen, I've explained the Not situation. I could keep explaining until the moon goes blue from cold. It's still... Wait.
Ugh! Break faster, will you? Maybe next time you can sling me clear over the horizon.
Have you found someone else?
Ooh.
Wouldn't you like to know? Two can play at keeping secrets. What would you do if I had found someone else?
I suppose I'd talk to him.
About?
Where he'd like a new breathing hole.
Nice.
Most folks would call that a threat, Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't most
But
folks.
it sounds cool.
You upset?
I ain't.
Whatever greases your wheels, Hoss. Well, I got just the ditty to put the jingle back in your spurs.
Do you now?
I don't have anyone else. Not now. Not ever.
That so?
Those spurs jingling yet?
What do you reckon?
Like cowbells in the evening.
Speaking of, we burned a lot of daylight. I'll need to drive like grease lightning to make up the time. You better hold on tight.
Only way to hold on, Bear. Is this it? We finally moving on to phase 2?
Almost. Got our information. Now we need a plan. Not gonna complain about how your trigger finger's itching?
Do you reckon we stand a chance against Nexus? We barely scraped by the first fight with our hides intact. We had the Titans then.
I won't lie to you. Things look bad. But they look a lot better standing up than they do lying down. Lose your grit, and there's no tomorrow. That's just the way it is.
What's grit when you're up against the devil?
Is this the same girl who would charge hell with a single bullet and a bucket of water?
Oh.
Live or die. We'll do it together.
And if it's death, will you be able to make peace?
Well, first the devil will have to drag me kicking and screaming to the underworld. But once I see that there's no other way but down, then yeah, I suppose I will.
I used to dream of my grave. Now that I feel death breathing down my neck, it makes me sick.
Bunny.
I don't want to die. I don't know what changed. All I know is, even if I find myself glory-bound, I would shoot off my wings to get back to Earth. Let me ask you one more time, Bear. Can you really make peace with death?
When you kill a person, you take away everything they've earned and everything they have to give. That's why kids are always the hardest. All that possibility turned into ghosts. With all that I've taken,
Oh,
I felt I had no right wanting.
dang. That went kind of dark. That's why kids are always the hardest. So he had to take out kids too? Dang.
But you feel differently now?
Well, I still don't know about right or wrong. I don't believe that kind of certainty is vouchsafed on Earth. But I know about want, because you taught me. Bun, I want to grow old with you, as certain as the day is long. And hypocrisy or no, it's not a future I'm prepared to let Nexus take away.
Thanks for saying that, Bear. It's a relief to know it ain't just me quaking in my boots.
Embarrassing as it is to concede, I am fighting the urge to bolt even now.
You know what your thing is? Every time you discover even a twinge of feeling, you want to bury it like a dog with a bone.
That's true. But often, the way the world is, no matter how deep you stick your head in the dirt, the light will still find its way to you.
What are you going on about? You find religion in your old age?
No. I found love.
Oh. Once this Nexus hoorah is sorted, we're going shopping.
As often as you'd like.
We're gonna burn rubber over dune and hill.
As far as you'd like.
We're gonna rent out Spurred On and Drink or Dry.
Us and the barkeep.
There are a million shades of light just over the horizon, and I want to see them all with you.
The sunrise tomorrow, the next day, and all the days after that. It's ours for the taking, Bun.
Guess we really are a pair of no-good true blue bandits. Always wanting more.
Reckon that's just part of living.
Living sure is sweet then. Wouldn't mind doing a lot more of it.
Then it's high time we reclaimed our town from Nexus. Because we got a future worth fighting for.
Darn tootin' Bear.
Let's get everything back.
Okay. Oh, another like short chapter. Or I guess maybe because I wasn't talking that much in that one. I felt like I was talking a lot in the beginning. Yeah, we'll do tomorrow. Was stolen from us. The clock winds back to Nexus's second appearance in Rivayle, newly revived by Nerva and imbued with Purgation's fury. Nexus returns to the Dust Bowl to exact her revenge. Alright, here we go, man. Let's go see, I guess we'll go back to see how Nexus came by. The river of time flows backwards. Nexus is awakened from her airless chamber at the bottom of the sea. New life breathed into her. The tides carry her back to the shores of Rivayle. On desert sands, it still feels as if the sea is within her. The cavity of her chest is pulsing with turbulent waves. She regards these waves and sees reflected back memories. Memories of defeat, memories of humiliation, memories of plunging from impossible heights, toppled by a spontaneous miracle. The sky of her mind turns red. Nexus comprehends that she was reborn at the hands of Nerva, and that by those same hands, she was transfigured into a vessel of fury. Rivayle was offered the gift of serenity, and Rivayle refused. This time, she will arrive bearing fury in one hand and vengeance in another, in the other. She's not playing around.
Fools. Ingrates.
No more serenity, man. It's just full-on fury. She's angry. Oh, here we go, the Shadow Soldiers.
War over serenity.
I've always liked them. I thought their designs look so cool.
So be it. Let not sleep but dust veil thy deadly eye. Be not carried to rest by visions fair, but hounded to the grave by violence and despair.
This invasion has no purpose and therefore no end, billows of wrath fed by the bottomless sea. And yet a single figure rises to meet the ineluctable wave.
I know
Ineluctable
thy
wave.
face.
Rivayle just
Hey,
woke from a
Ilgano.
long nightmare. You are not putting us back under again.
The shadow of a shadow, neither human nor wretch. In the fires of war, thou wert made a titan. in the fires of war, be unmade again.
Have enough fire for 3 titans? Can't say I take kindly to snakes in my garden unless they're feeding the worms.
Thy wounds be healed. Rivayle was finally starting to rebuild. Then you had to ride roughshod over our progress.
The Titans 3. Force, order, prosperity.
Gracious.
Whoa.
Shards, remnants of stagnation. Ministers of the one I hate.
This is different. I don't believe this is related to Nerva. Like, it's not like the... Is this the power of Nerva? I thought it would be more bluer or something.
Lend thy vision to her sightless eyes, that she may see her home fall to ruin. From thy living orb issue forth ghostly tears, that she may grieve from beyond the grave.
I adore the snap in your gardens, hon. But the music don't play till all the dancers are assembled.
What the heck? Wait, was that? That was Arisa's arrows, right?
That arrow.
Hold it, Nexus. Borrowed body or
Of
not,
course.
I won't have the blood of an entire world on Losaria's hands.
Yeah, I had a feeling she would appear. Because it would make sense, you know, like Zetas going to Maisha, Nicola going for Belphamit, and then Arisa going for Nexus. It makes sense. And then, yeah, the wolf guy going for that one in person. But did Arisa bring some reinforcements, like more than Arisa?
Fate's
More than her?
bullet, of course.
Arisa? Why have you returned to Rivayle?
I mean, of course. Nexus.
I sensed the presence of another keeper, Nerva, and rushed over to help. If you'll have me, that is.
I'm always happy to add another girl to the line dance, especially when they're pretty and have light feet.
Normally, I'd say it's the act of a fool to place one's faith in a savior from another world. But I've seen what you can do, and my eyes are as sound as my word.
I only just found my home again. Please, Arisa, help me save it.
Why do you think I'm here? Your home is my home too.
So if the Titans disappeared, what happened to Arisa? Did she get disappeared too? Like in a dream again? I'm wondering if she has a backup plan. Like maybe that's why we don't see like another person right now. Like another person to help out. So there's like either what? Like 4 were you so far. There's Urias and there's one more. I don't know if Ewan counts. There's gotta be one more. I think there's one more that I'm forgetting. Okay, Isabel Luna. That was first. Rowan and Eris. Erica. Yeah, Erica. So Erica and Urias. I feel like Ewan will be, you know, saved for last. Because I think he'll go after Nerva and stuff.
Feckless, witless, hopeless.
Oh, you know
The
what?
bullet of fate has run its course.
It makes sense if Erica is here, because you know they're like, I feel like Erica and Arisa are like, you know, close, and then Urias would make sense to be in Natera because of Mono, and you know they have a good relationship there, I would say, and then he can help out that one Wolfman. It makes sense in my opinion. And yeah, if they're wanting to stick with like, you know, 2 like otherworlders helping out, then yeah, Urias and the Wolfman, and then Ewan will be the last, like the one to take on Nerva. That would make sense.
Here comes the cavalry.
Because that's been like his whole goal from the very beginning of the game.
I must say, it ain't a pleasure dancing with all these shades underfoot.
At this rate, there will be rain in Rivayle before we gun down Nexus. I have Deputy Miser holding down the fort, but time is still a valuable resource.
that I will draw the shades away and give you a clear path to Nexus.
Sounds like a plan. As soon as Nexus is down, we'll come back for you. Promise.
I'll be waiting, friends. I am a wretch, a monster, and a sinner. That is how I have lived. But it is not how I will die. There is redemption waiting for me, and it lies with the future of Rivayle.
Nexus!
Fate's bullet. Thou hast killed Nexus of Serenity. In her place, Nerva hath raised a vessel of fury. Thou livest by a miracle. Now thou shalt die by a curse.
On your toes, everyone! Nexus is stronger than ever before!
Courtesy of this Nerva, I suppose. Luckily for you two, I'm in a generous mood myself. Thy magic overfloweth. Thou art my hands, host of my power.
Yeah, I guess they learned about Nerva through Orisa. I guess that makes sense.
Whoa. Overfloweth is right.
Music to my ears, Sheriff. Keep singing, and I may just let you have the killing blow.
Can't let me have what's already mine. Nah.
What art thou but shadows of a ghost? Wouldst thou rise where thy master fell?
This one's a lively stepper.
My breath becometh flame!
Senseless, worthless.
How's this for worthless?
Gracious. Finding it hard to breathe, sure.
Not to worry. Won't be doing it for much longer.
Worthless. The words thou speakest, the deeds thou wouldst work, all...
Here's my chance. Far-flung traveler, carved from the distant past, come forth as verdant wind. Be our wings as we invoke thy name.
Ain't that a daisy?
This goes beyond normal magic, not. If I didn't know better, I'd say that in this moment, we were witnessing a miracle.
This moment... miracle.
Time we
It
said
is so
our
cool.
farewells, Keeper. Rivayle is a town of law and order. We have no need for your serenity.
Rivayle is a town of force, hun. Those who overstay their welcome wind up sleeping in a box.
And you'll be sleeping alone. No more terrorizing worlds, Nexus. This or any other. I can feel it. The branch from the Tree of Life. It's giving me power. Let's finish this. Ha!
How came the sparrow to slay the hawk? Or the hawk the dragon? How came I to be butchered by worms?
Oh, what the heck? Whoa, look at this. Oh, that's new. Dang, dude, Shadowverse is getting more effect crazy. Like, this is some special, like, normally we just see characters, like, move around the screen, not like maybe some, like, background stuff. Like, maybe some particle effects every now and then, some aura being let out.
Come wrath, come ruin.
Dude, this is so...
Slay this miracle and birth.
They're
one
really
of
trying
thy
to step
own.
up their presentation now.
What once was spun shall be unwound. What once was healed shall be unbound. In blood of time let grace be drowned.
What's happening?
I don't know.
And I don't care to find out.
Hear me, enemies of serenity. With thy scorn, thou hast brought my wrath. There shall be a reckoning, and no miracle, no salvation.
No salvation?
What the heck?
Nexus, we're already saved.
Much as I'd like to start singing hymns and
What?
hallelujahs, I fear the devil has a grip on us yet. Arisa, any idea as to how Nexus got herself resurrected?
I'd bet my last arrow Nerva was involved. The Nexus we just fought might have looked the same, but she felt like a completely different keeper.
Well, ladies, sounds like we gotta hunt down an adder's nest before the snake's out of hibernation. No rest for the wicked.
Tired, Sheriff? If you had sung your special song during the show, you might have bought yourself a rest.
Ah, well, if you'd showed up to the fight with more firepower than a matchbox, I might not be needing a rest.
If you're tired, maybe I can help. My friend's grandma once said I give the best back rubs in the whole forest.
I'll pass, thank you.
Why? Might be just the thing you need. You certainly have the joints of an old lady.
Laugh while you can, Nod.
I wasn't laughing, Vince. You're hearing things in your old age.
Come on, you two, stop it.
Is this what was keeping you? More bickering?
Not at all.
We would never be so immature. Of course. Only a child would fail to appreciate the gravity of the situation. We must hurry back to town at once.
You're meeting with the others to form a plan, right? Take me with you.
I would not impose again.
I'm part of this fight too. You're my friends, as much as Losaria is. And that means your home is my home as well.
Oh my gosh.
Reset.
See, I was wondering if that was the loop powers. It just felt like it would be a loop power. The color drains from the world as blood from a cut corpse, and everything is as still as the grave.
Time, close thine eyes. Never see again the sun of a new morn.
Normally, a keeper without a vessel exists as no more than a concept. She cannot speak nor move. However, when Nexus was resurrected by Nerva, she was shaped into a newly kind of being. Okay, maybe that makes sense on why she takes a form of Losaria. She who received the power of Nerva can become the vessel of Nerva.
Die past, die future. Naught shall exist but by my will.
Nexus' new powers are steered by the heats of fury. The wrath of a behemoth felled by an imp, stoked by the fires of war, rage roils through her flesh. Like scalding water, it disinfects her other emotion. It leaves no joy or sorrow.
Let the world burn. Let history be reforged in the furnace of my fury.
Once she is filled with wrath, Nerva distills into power with a 3-line incantation, then opens the sluice gate with a single word: reset. Time limps to a standstill. That is such a cool effect. Then begins crawling backward toward the
Be
past.
denied thy triumph. Be denied thy miracle. Be denied everything but my wrath.
It's going back. No winning through miracles. 2 could play at that game.
Restart.
Here's my chance.
Uh-oh.
Far-flung traveler, carved from the distant past, come forth as verdant wind. Be our wings as we invoke thy name.
Ain't that a daisy?
This goes beyond normal magic, Nod. If I didn't know better, I'd say that in this moment, we were witnessing a miracle.
Yes, this moment.
Time we said our farewells, Keeper. Rivayle is a town of law and order. We have no need for your serenity.
Rivayle is a town of force, hun. Those who overstay their welcome wind up sleeping in a box.
And you'll be sleeping alone. No more terrorizing worlds, Nexus. This or any other. I can feel it. The branch from the Tree of Life. It's giving me power. Let's finish this. Ha!
Oh.
Huh?
Senseless. Worthless.
Dang.
She used the shade as a shield.
She did more than that. It takes a second to generate a shade. If she had one handy, it means she knew when and where the attack was coming, and that it would be powerful enough to require a living shield.
She has our dance steps all figured out.
What? How could... Ah!
Dang.
Well, expect it's time I sang for my supper.
You're gonna sing?
It's a saying, miss.
Yeah, it's a saying.
I'm fixing to unleash a powerful attack, but I will need time to prepare.
I hear you loud and clear. Well, we'll keep Nexus busy.
Don't get tongue-tied now, Shug.
Now try not to jinx it. I've been preparing this little ditty since the last world invasion. Thou shalt recall thy true self. Thou shalt forget thine own words. Thou art the bearer of my word, the engineer of my will. I am the immutable steel, the unsilenceable bullet. I have given thee purpose. I have given thee words. Recall thyself. Thou art bound by the chain of my command.
Ooh.
Reusing material, Vince?
You're a showwoman now. You must know there's always a twist. Thou art the vessel of my magic. Render unto me what is mine.
What the heck?
Well, I'll be draining power from your little word puppets.
Wow.
Even Icy couldn't hold a candle to your magic reserves right now.
That's kind of crazy. Just imagine like using your citizens as like just, you know, borrowing their power. I guess it makes sense for a moment like this. Like I'm sure he wouldn't use it all the time, but I just wonder how they feel if they know about this or not.
I was inspired by a recent
Oh.
vampire friend. The one that fought
Wow.
alongside Bunny and Baron.
That's a cool inspiration.
Figured that if I wanted to bend Nexus's ear, I would need a voice of thunder. My flesh be power incarnate.
Labor on. The only fruit thou shalt harvest is the poison of my fury.
Silence.
Nexus has slowed down. Now's our chance.
Senseless. Worthless.
Even half a city's worth of mana couldn't hold you down for more than 2 minutes. Luckily, it is my trade to round up lively folk.
Vengeance is a ceaseless wheel.
Kneel.
Futile.
Futile? Your words hold no weight, partner. Just the barking of a cornered dog.
That was amazing, Vincent. Now Nexus is right where we want her.
Seeing as she's our twice-honored guest, why don't we give her a Rivayle send-off? Quick draw.
How came the sparrow to slay the hawk?
Be still.
This ends here.
Ta-ta now.
She can reset.
Worms, who gave thee thy tongue? From whence the gall to command me? Despicable. Despicable! Let thy fury burn in the fires of my wrath!
Reset. Reset. She starts as off as motes of light over the desert, indistinguishable from the veil of dust that separates the earth from the sky.
What once was spun shall be unwound. What once was healed shall be unbound. In blood of time, let grace be drowned.
Her incantation rises in the air like a wind. Reset. Reset. Some re-zero stuff here. Time crawls backwards,
Restart.
then bursts forward.
Reset. Restart.
Man. In the Red Waste, Nexus relives the battle for 1,000 different ways? Wow. 1,000.
Reset. Restart.
Always dying the same death.
Reset. Restart. Reset. Restart. Reset. Restart. Reset. Restart. Reset.
Until, in the rising blood, miracle itself is drowned. Dang.
Well, expect it's time I sang for my supper.
You're gonna sing?
He's gonna sing. Yep, I know.
I hear you laugh.
Don't get tongue-tied.
I now try not
Okay.
to shout.
Ooh. So when he was about to do it, she summoned shades. Dang. It's just, yeah, Vincent.
Damn it!
Apparently this is like over 1,000 times. Like, why did she not think about like taking down Vincent when he's doing this?
Where'd those shades come from? We have to save him.
I guess, you know, it was hard to maybe do that.
Too late.
One falls.
Vincent! No!
I must say, I'm impressed with how quickly you collared Vincent. Then
I don't know about
again,
quickly.
Order always was more liable to timing. Force, you'll find, isn't.
Thou wilt sleep all the same. No power in this world can save thee.
Really now? I finally got all my bullets lined up for a big break, and you want me to sleep on it. Not on your life. Fear is about to take the stage, and I got you special box seats.
Thou
Yeah, she's
canst
prepared.
not bound infinity in a box.
She's using the shades more often as like, I guess, shields and also like for other ways. Yeah, she's being more creative than before. Like before they were just like an army. But now like she's actually like utilizing them in different ways.
Lively fiddle playing from a dead cat. Oh, and this is a private showing. Afraid I'll have to send your escorts back to hell.
What the heck? No, some... Oh yeah, I'm guessing she absorbed some Drock powers.
I don't like there to
That's
be
cool.
crowds for this next number. It's quite personal. See, I box up everything that I touch, and I do mean everything. Bullets, magic, both the horse flesh and the horsepower behind it.
Horsepower. Did she absorb Val?
Tragically, my touch tends to be fatal. But once in a blue moon, I brush up against somebody brimming with energy too large for this world. What do you suppose my box fills up with then? Unadulterated power. Saddle up, hun. You're about to feel the
Oh,
heat
snap.
of
What is
the
she about to release?
fiercest hell raisers I have ever known.
Kagero. Okay.
Hateful, vile, thou art a titan, but I am infinite.
Sekka.
Surrender. Thy arm cannot reach me. One may as well shoot down the stars.
Far-flung traveler, carved from the distant past.
Fate's bullet. Where?
Come forth as
It's another.
birds wind. Be our wings as we invoke thy name.
Here's another. I guess thing that Nexus has to like pass through. First it was Vincent. Now it's, I guess, this part. She's gonna like reset this part. I think she's gonna lose.
Why, little sparrow?
There we
Comest
go.
thou from the sky, then I shall tear off thy wings. What once was spun shall be unwound. What once was healed shall be unbound. In blood of time, let grace be drowned.
Ta-ta now.
It's over!
No, an eternity of sleep lies stretched out before thee. We have only just begun. Reset. Restart.
1,000 more losses? My gosh, dude. How long has Nexus been at this? Each one stamped painfully onto her mind and as onto a branded steer.
Reset. Restart. Reset. Restart. Reset. Restart. Reset.
The seared images connect into a roadmap, with every pitfall and dead-end defeat crossed off as a forbidden territory. And there, threaded through the wilderness like a single strand of gold, is the shimmering path to victory. Okay, what is she about to do now? Okay,
I must say,
okay, we know that.
Let slip thy dogs of war. Their fangs shall not reach me.
oh, I'll be putting on the whole dog and pony show. And you got special box seats.
You go again.
Vanity, thy stolen rounds will not pierce me.
Nothing
Hmm.
hit. But that impossible unless you knew what was in the box.
Okay.
That is not all I know.
Not has her full attention.
Nope.
It's now or never.
Fall.
Dang.
Nexus!
Omae wa oshinderu. Nani?
This still isn't. Move!
Fools, fools, fools. Go now to sleep unbroken, never again to see the break of day.
No!
Damn
Dang.
you. Damn you.
Did Teresa really die? Well, I'm guessing they're just like, you know, sealed away, like what we saw in the beginning.
Porter, force, fate. Fat swine to feed my fury. Thou art but formless shadows in the black of night. The world is now as it should be. The clock strikes the hour of truth. And yet my fury does not abate. Let it feed then on the land that stagnation loved. Until destruction sickens and dies.
No. Vincent. Teresa.
Forgot she was still around.
I do not understand.
And then there was one. Wretched outcast. Join that. My powers have taken their toll.
Dang.
I must rest.
Okay. I guess that's why she wasn't attacking right away. Dang, dude, her powers, like, after, like, what, 2,000 at least? That's when, like, she has to take a rest? My gosh.
give them back.
2,000 resets. That's when her stamina is like at 0, pretty much.
Be gone. The shadow of a ghost hath no place in the light.
Dang. Whoa.
Hark, ye tattered creatures that writhe in Rivalian winds. I am Nexus of Serenity. Thy titans have fallen. Force and order sleep in the cradle of serenity. I too must go to my rest. But unlike that of the titans, my slumber hath an end. And at the end of that slumber, thy destruction shall begin. Where the vessel of stagnation loved, I shall hate. Where flower most brightly her labors, shall burn most brightly my flames. Take heed. Take heed. Take heed.
Was I dreaming? No. I do not have such anger in my heart. I do not have such murder. But now, she does. Nexus is a plague. And on the winds of fury, she is more deadly than ever before. Rivayle has only one lifeline remaining.
That's right. No loops to save us now.
Yes. They will be ready when the time comes. As will we.
Dang. Alright guys, so yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and end it here. Video has been going on long enough, but yeah, that was that was a lot. At first it was like kind of short, but then, you know, that one chapter was really long. So yeah, that was Beginnings Without End, and End of Happiness. Happiness will dawn tomorrow, and tomorrow will stolen from us. And next time we'll at least be doing Us and the Titans and Titans Legacy. So yeah, we'll see what that's gonna be like. Anyway guys, yeah, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good